Greetings. My name is Jose Gonzalez. Most of my students call me Professor G. Welcome to the class. This will be hopefully a very brief video to welcome you to the class and to give you some general idea of how this course is going to work. So let's get rolling and have a short presentation to show you. So welcome again. Uh, I wanted to start by alerting you that there is an alternative to taking this class. The alternative is the class CTA 103. CTA 103 is equivalent to CTA 100, and you can take one or the other. CTA 100 is geared towards a great majority of students. CTA 103 is geared towards students that are more technically oriented in their goals of studying. So people like network administrators or cybersecurity, if that's your goal, you may want to take class CTA 103. Please talk to your class advisor or to your student advisor as early as possible. Uh, remember that we have the ability Remember that you have the ability to drop this class with a full refund. However, there's a very short date period for you to do that. So check the class schedule, check online resources for the college to find out what those dates are. So I already started with the introduction. I introduced myself. And there is a class discussion online where you'll be able to introduce yourself to other students and myself and be able to interact with them. So I'll talk about that in a few more minutes. Now about this class, so what we're going to be discussing mainly is technology, computer technology in general. So we'll be talking issues such as internet and privacy and um, how the systems work and general communication and technology issues. And then we're going to be touching a little bit on Windows 10 and the productivity tools that we typically are going to use for many of our careers. You are mostly familiar with these like word processors and spreadsheets and databases and such tools. So we'll be working on that. Um, Our focus is mainly on Windows-based computers. However, if you have a Mac, that's perfectly fine. I'll address the issues. There is one particular issue that I want to touch with regarding Macs. So we'll touch on that very briefly. Regarding learning online, if you've never taken an online course, I'm glad that you're starting off on this. Online learning has been something that I've been doing for many years as a student myself. So this is an online course, which means mainly that you'll be working on your own and you will be working on a self-paced environment. We don't meet on regular times or regular days. We don't. You will go online wherever you need to, and you'll find most of your assignments ready to be addressed right now. I know that learning online is not just a completely independent way of studying. There are students that do need some assistance, and for that I've set up some virtual office hours. Means you can drop in on the times that I've posted. It's going to be Mondays and Wednesdays from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. And you'll be able to. I'll be there on those days, and you can join if you want to. Just drop in at any time. Just be aware that uh, this is my virtual office hours are available to all my students, so you may see students from other classes. They're also not just this class, so keep that in mind. If you want to meet with me privately online, we can do that. Certainly, all you have to do is send me a note on the Canvas email system, which I'll address in a couple of minutes, and we'll set up a time and agree on a time, and we'll set up an online conference to address any particular issues that you may want to. In terms of the logistics of the class, there We have a textbook, and you will need the textbook. The textbook is your main source of information regarding the technologies that we have. And all our quizzes and our midterms and finals are based on the material that is on the textbook. So it's a must. You need it. Now, the software that we're going to be using for the productivity tools is Microsoft Office 365 with Microsoft Access. Now, here's where I want to make a particular note for those of you who use Mac computers. Uh, Microsoft Access is available for Macs. However, Microsoft Access, which we will be using later this semester, is not available for Macs. What this means is that at the point where we need to use Microsoft Access, if you don't have a Windows computer, you need to make one available for yourself, borrow it from somebody, or if you um, if you run into difficulties finding a computer, just let me know. The college does have available some loaners, and you can take advantage of that. Now, Microsoft Access is available, it's part of your tuition. It's available. Uh, you don't have to pay for it any additional amount of money, and you can get the full product. There's also student discounts available for other kind of software. Now, for us communicating, we are right now using online resources and our with the internet, you can access all the classes and all the material through the internet using the Canvas learning management system that's available at AACC. So the other areas where we communicate is through discussion forums, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. And that's it in general. This course is 50-50 divided into two broad categories. One is called the concepts, technology concepts, and the other is the productivity tools. The technology concepts are addressed in our textbook, Computer Essentials. By the way, this slide that you're looking at has an error. It says 2017. It's not. It's 2019 that we need. There's 13 chapters. You're going to be studying these chapters every week. Each chapter has a quiz associated with it. I have grouped the quizzes into two groups. The first group is the chapters 1 through 6, and the second group is chapters 7 through 13. So chapters 1 through 6 have a specific due date. Here you see the date of March 14th, but that may change. And the other chapters, 7 through 13, have a later date. And the date that you see here may also change. The purpose of grouping in them together is that it allows you to be more flexible with your schedule. However, I suggest that you tackle these quizzes as early as possible. Don't let them bunch up. Also, these chapters are associated. The first group is associated with the midterm, and the second group is associated with the final. By the way, the midterms and finals are independent of each other, so chapters 1 through 6 will be the subject matter of the midterm. Um, then chapters 7 through 13 is going to be the subject matter for the finals. When you take the quizzes, you'll be happy to learn that you can try the quizzes twice. So I suggest you take the quiz soon after you study the chapter and see what your score is. If you don't get a perfect score, you can try it again. However, that's your last attempt. So there's a good chance that you can get a perfect score on every one of the quizzes. The second topic of the labs, and the labs are associated with the four technologies the four productivity technologies that we're going to be studying. Now, these labs, and there's one available every week, uh, have a definite deadline, which is a lot sooner than the chapters. You have approximately 10 days to complete the work. You will have multiple attempts to do the lab. So you can create a lab and submit it. And once you submit it, I can grade it and return it to you with comments. Uh, if it's perfect, it's perfect. If there's any comments, I'll point out what the problems are, and so you can submit it again. So once again, you have a good chance of getting a perfect score on each one of the labs. The breakdown for the grades is as follows. One of them is what I call the weekly work. So you have your quizzes and your labs. Between both of them, it's 55% of your final grade are in those areas, which are the grades for the quizzes and the grades for the labs. Uh, Now, the other grades are participation and the midterm and final. So that second component combined, both of those things are about 45% of the grade. Participation includes several activities that I set up, including an introduction and other things um, that amount to 15%, including the attendance. Um, and then the midterms and final are worth 15% of the overall grade each. So that's a grand total for midterm and finals of 30%. Now, regarding attendance, this is an online class, so you're not required to be uh, present online every day uh, like in a normal class that you go to. However, the grades are going to be based, the attendance is mandatory, and the way that I collect attendance is by seeing your activity during the week. So any kind of activity during the week that you have will count as having attended the class for that week. Uh, Now, in the syllabus, when we discuss the syllabus, you will notice that when you read the syllabus, there is a specific section regarding attendance, and if you miss a week or 2 weeks, you can get penalized on the final grade for participation regarding attendance. So keep that in mind, class. The first thing that you want to do is obviously log into Canvas like you've done now. That's how you access this video, and then look for the syllabus. You will see links to it on the very first page, where it will take you to a getting started section, and you will see the syllabus there. So the first thing you're going to have to do, or the first thing that you want to do, is read the syllabus and also sign it and submit it. Now, what you're going to do for the syllabus is that you're going to uh, print out the very last page of the syllabus. Then what you're going to do with the syllabus is take a picture of it and submit it in the Canvas assignment so I can make sure that you have read it and signed the syllabus. The second item that you see here is the Academic Integrity Policy Quiz. And you will read the policy, and it's only 1 page long, and then you will take an online quiz. This is a quiz that has, I think, it's 3 or 4 questions. It's not very long. However, you must pass it with 100%. If you get less than 100%, your grade will be zero. You can take it multiple times until you receive 100%. There's also an introduction online discussion where you will go online and be able to introduce yourself to the class. There's some questions there and what I want you to talk about. And in the introduction discussion, you will talk a little bit about yourself. The last item that's available that you need to take care of very soon is the Canvas email. So I want you to send me, each one of you needs to send me an email through Canvas, and there's an assignment regarding that. And when you do that, then you will get a grade. I've addressed communications in the past, so you just talk about the use of Canvas emails for class-related communications. There's discussion forums and the virtual office hours. Now I want to do a very brief demo about Canvas. So here's Canvas, and this is the first page you're going to see. And in general, this is going to be your home page. And right now, one of the things that I put on the top here is a Start Here click or Start Here link, which is going to take you to the instructions on how you're going to proceed in this course. Eventually, you'll wind up in the link for the syllabus and other things that we've talked to. On the left, I want to point out a couple of important areas. One of them is the class calendar. And the class calendar is where you see all your assignments posted right there, the due dates and everything. The inbox, what's called the inbox, is actually your Canvas email. That's where you'll be communicating with me. Um, then over here on this section right here, then you can see the modules, and I'm going to click over here in the modules. Here we have the getting started. This is the things that I just talked about. This is the welcome, who should take this course, which is something that we have addressed, or I addressed in the presentation a little bit ago. Here's where you're going to read and sign the syllabus, and these are the different course materials and information. Here is the introductions. Notice that under some of them, you will see, for example, over here in the read and sign syllabus, under it, it has a due date, February the 7th. Introductions has also February the 7th as the due date. Now, there's other um, materials over here grouped under weekly activities and requirements. So here for week one, you see that it's very busy. However, all these things that you're going to see are very, very short, and you can go quickly through them. Here's a big word that I know a lot of students love, which is bonus. There's a technology discussion here. The technology discussion is interesting and it's open all semester long. And when you post information there or you respond to somebody else's posting, you can get additional points. These are bonus points. These are extra credits. So make sure you visit this section and take advantage of these bonuses. There's a few other bonuses scattered around here and there in the course, so keep your eye out for these. And each week, you notice there's a chapter quiz. So I'm going to open up one so you take a look at. So here's chapter 2, for example. When I open that, it's going to take me to an area where it's going to talk about what the different topics are going to be addressed for this one. This is chapter 2 regarding the internet and web and electronic commerce. Now, down here, you will see that there is a link to a chapter 2, and this is a PowerPoint presentation. So here's a presentation for that particular chapter, and in the grades module, you'll be able to go, and this is where you're going to be spending a lot of time checking your grades, and these are the different assignments and the grades that are going to be, along with the due dates that you get for each one. And that's about all I wanted to show up at Canvas at this point in time. I hope this information has been useful and quickly get you up to speed. Remember that you can always send me a note in a Canvas email. Please take advantage of my virtual office hours. These are going to be twice a week. I have posted the information online so you can get to it. And these are open discussions. Thanks a lot and catch you in class. Bye.